Welcome to the September 4th, 2025 Select Board meeting in Stockbridge. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, after notifying the chair of a public body, any person may record or transmit this open meeting. This hybrid meeting is being recorded by the town of Stockbridge. The names of members participating remotely will be announced. We're all here. Any member of the public wishing to speak must first receive permission from the chair. The agenda items listed are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, but not all may be discussed. And other topics not listed may be brought up for discussion by the public body as permitted by law.
Recording.
Thank you. So I'd like to first announce our new select board member, Georgia Marston. Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
He has a lengthy service here at Stockbridge Town Hall with various positions over the years. She has served on our finance committee. She volunteers at the Stockbridge Library. She's helped at tax time at the Mason Library, helping prepare taxes for people.
Actually, it's the senior center.
Oh, the senior center?
Senior
Sorry.
center in Great Barrington. Yes.
Thank you for the correction.
Oh, it's okay.
And the historical commission and many other volunteer and takes care of her grandchildren. So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank you.
aboard. Glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
Now we got a full board.
Full working board. Take action on the minutes from August 24th.
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes on August 20.
A second. And all in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Oh, true. And I. It passes. Appointment to the Green Committees, Communities Committee. We have Neil Weber. He sent in an email of his interest and we have an opening. So thank you, Neil, for doing service. And
I'll nominate Neil Weber for the position.
I second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. Take action on a one-day wine and malt for the Lennox Fire Company at Tanglewood for the Josh Billings post-race party on September 14th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. May I have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion. We grant the license.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, it passes. Take action on a one-day wine and malt for the Stockbridge Library for Chamber Fall Mixer on September 15th from 5 to 7 p.m.
I'll make a motion. We grant the license.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Having you on board. Aye.
Aye. It passes. And lastly, we'll take action on a one-day wine and malt for the Barrington Brewery at Berkshire Botanical Garden Harvest Festival on October 11th and October 12th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do I have a
I'll make a
motion?
motion. We grant the license.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that passes. So now we have a few project updates from our town administrator, Michael Canales, to discuss and review the work on the chime tower, update the Averick Road Second Bridge, and discussion and review of fiscal year 26 town meeting smaller capital projects. Would you like to start, Michael?
Yeah, so I'll just start with the chime tower. I have the project update sheets number 7 and 8. And I did give Georgia all the previous ones before that. So the project continues to move along with anticipation of being completed prior to the winter, allowing us to have the scaffolding down and everything else done and ready for the events in next spring that we're anticipating. So Memorial Day and 4th of July. There were some things that were brought up. Some of those at one point was consideration of possibly an aluminum clock and stuff, but we're just sticking with the work that we have right now. I did a further update. I did Thursday meet with Sean from about, is it about time?
About time.
About time. Thank you, Georgia, for introducing me to him. Does some of the other clock work in town and took a look at it, and we're gonna work on getting the mechanism up and running so that we can have the clocks operating again as they did in
The
the
original
past.
clocks.
Yeah,
Good.
well, the original clock mechanism and
Yeah.
clocks themselves are being rebuilt because most of it was dry rotted and the rest. The work just continues to be plugged along, but when we're done, it's gonna look great. One of the things that was identified is we got to move the access up to the cupola itself with the new racking system that we put in is very difficult. So they're gonna move the opening slightly so we'll have better access up there into the clock mechanism in the future. All the slate's been taken down. They're evaluating the slate as to which slate can go back up and then which slate can't, and then they'll finish up the project. So I was just wondering if you guys had any questions on number 7 and 8, or any concerns or anything. But right now, we have construction oversight by our engineers that happen every Thursday. And there's routine meetings happening and oversight of the project as a whole. Like I said, our goal as set by this board was to get this done and get it done in this construction season. So
And it was under budget, right?
it so far is under budget. Well, no, it's,
I thought
It was
under what we
over-
allotted.
we went for additional funding
Right.
and then the change order was less, but we still had to increase due to some of the complications, including, if you remember, we had the one brace that caused the biggest issue, which caused us to have to shift us and add money, was one column was completely
Oh,
rotted.
that's right.
If we didn't notice that, there was definitely a pitch to a little bit to that roof and that column had completely rotted out. So that column has since been replaced. Once all the wood and the painting, the rest. So like I said, we're still on target for completing this fall. So, yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
here.
Yay. That's exciting.
I'm glad we're leaving the clock the way it is.
Yeah.
I didn't like the,
You didn't? Oh,
No,
Me too.
no, and it would have taken, and to consider that would have taken us a while to debate that, deliver, it's just restore the clock the way it was.
Keep it
That, so,
Once we can.
yep, when it's all done, it'll be great.
I think in some of these historic places like the Chime Tower and everything, we really need to get the historic committee involved more than what they have been in the past. I would like to see them being more involved in these historic projects that we're doing.
Yeah, I do. I know that I did meet with them before on the Chime Tower. Because they were the ones that identified that they wanted the north face, if there's slate remaining, and then we work our way around. I'm not sure if you were on the board,
No, I don't think I was.
because we went, obviously, this went out to bid 2 year, and then construction, so I think it was before when we went over what was being done and the rest
Okay.
and since it was up there, the changes have only been the rotted one, which was obviously a structural issue, and there was no option but to replace that.
Right.
And that, but I definitely can, yes.
Thank you.
The second Everett Road Bridge, so that one's taking a little longer. The state keeps pushing for hydrological studies, especially around streams and the rest, as far as keeping flow. So as you talk about rain this summer and you go, what rain? But it is identified that we get large rain events, and a lot of the stream crossings, bridges and everything else, abutments actually narrow stream openings.
okay.
Which now they want you to open up those hydrological areas so that flow through. We're dealing with that in a number of places throughout the town. Plus the company that we were originally, so the way the small bridge program works is you're assigned to an engineering company. Our engineering company that we were originally assigned to got bought out by Fuss and O'Neill. And now we're under Fuss and O'Neill, and they got the project moving back along as the other company was dissolved. So that has led to a delay. So right now, it will be submitted in October with the updated hydrological to continue the Chapter 85 review. And then I have the question in to Mass DOT as whether or not we can apply for the construction grant without the full Chapter 85, because that should come out at the end of the calendar year. So, and we probably won't have approval until the spring. but I'm hoping not to have to wait until all the way into the following year. Because I was told that they fixed the first one with the intent to fix the second one. They were not, that was always the plan, to get that road back open. I will update the board as I get more information in regards to that. So those are two of the larger projects that are going on.
Thank you. That was one of my things on my list to ask you.
And then to just go over the list of smaller projects that have gone on. We have every project that was awarded at this year's town meeting is either in progress or some are nearing completion or have been completed. So to be in just finishing the first 2 months of the year, we're really moving along. So the roof repairs was advertised, and JD Rivet, who's done work in the town before, I believe the last project they did was the roof of the fire station, was the low bidder. They're going to start the work. Completion is 35 to 45 days. So that project will be completed before this winter with the slate on this roof done. The pickleball court was done under a Sourcewell bid contract. Construction is progressing. And actually, I said completion within the next 2 weeks. It'll probably be completed by next week.
Oh, great.
So, and I don't know if you saw it on the way in, but that's well on the way to being completed. We had money set aside for a 40-yard dumpster at the transfer station. That's been ordered and delivered and is in place and being used. The Revolutionary War Memorial. So I have a working group that I've been meeting with. They're pretty much researching the names of the people involved, and this includes members of the tribe who are researching their names. So we have people researching all the different groups that were involved in it as we're trying to narrow. I give them credit. This is an incredibly hard, difficult process to identify those records back then. They sort of did a general one that got up to 500, and now they're trying to confirm that these are the people that did serve. Which then we looked at how many names were on the plaques over at the existing war memorial, and you're talking basically, you're looking at probably 3 stones over there. So I have spoke to Preservation Inc., who's been working with us over the last couple of years, and asked them about submitting a proposal, which I hope to bring back to the select board at the next meeting, to possibly consider them to do the design of laying out. And the thought is that we'd move the Korean and Vietnam to one side, and then put the 3 revolutionary, keeping the same circle outward facing over there. So that would be the idea. And because we're going to include the names of the Stockbridge Muncie community, of also putting another flagpole beside the other flagpole and flying their flag there also. So I will further have updates on that. And I did submit what's called the project notification form, because any digging over there, including, even though it's just not much, it is a historical site, and did submit the project notification form in cooperation with the Stockbridge Muncie community.
Thanks.
And we'll be fencing it.
What do you mean?
And that's another thing we can look at, is what can we do to put some type of
Like a
control
protect.
around that
Or
area.
iron fence like that around it to keep the cars from parking on it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I had put here, because we haven't even talked about this, and I think with just everything that's been happening, sort of fell a little bit. Planning the 250th celebration, I've been working with Katie Swede, the Council on Aging Director, to identify some events and engage the community. Maybe like a block party on Elm Street the Wednesday prior to the 4th, creating an opportunity to get together. But I also wanted to know the select board's thoughts on this. Do we want to form a committee? Do we want to work with just through a staff member? Do we want to just pursue volunteers? You want me to just coordinate a working group that's just interested? How would the board like to approach this going forward? I thought is something we could consider. We can just.
If a working group, they meet without posting agendas?
So a working group means you assign it to me, and then I establish a group to assist me to
Okay.
do
Does that
the
help you?
project and then bring it back to you guys? Or do you want a committee that's
Mm-mm.
making the decisions and then the committee submits their decisions to the select board?
I
So,
like the idea of a committee that would encompass everyone in town, you know, all the nonprofits, the library, I know received money for the 250th, you know, the Rockwell, Chesterwood, the chamber. I would just like to see us all work together on these events for the 250th as a whole group, rather than just have a town committee or something like that. I would rather encompass the whole town. And not have everybody on the committee, but,
that's what I was just gonna say.
you know, no, not everybody, but I'm just saying that,
Those that can be on it.
right, that, you know, because some of these people are already planning things. Why don't we all work it together rather than having the library do this, the town does this, Rockwell does this, Chesterwood does this, because it's all, we have a lot of history here, and I think it would be great if we could all collaborate.
And non-keg.
But if we
And not
go,
tagging.
we do that underneath Michael, and those meetings don't have to be,
Well, but they're not meetings. They would just be people I'd assign to do project pieces within it. So,
so you can
You know,
go to all these groups and that.
yeah, to be honest, we've already been talking to
Yeah.
some of them about what ideas there are to do stuff. But how do you want this to come back to the board? Do you want it through me or do you want it through a committee? It's up to you guys. I defer.
I think it would be nice to have a committee
Yeah,
and have them come back.
like, or have them pick a chair and then the chair brings a report or an
Right,
agenda.
so we got to get this moving because.
Right.
Do we want to put out there then that for the next meeting, people submit if they're interested in
An email to,
the select board, if they're interested in
That'd
taking
be
on a
great.
committee? All right,
How big
and,
you want this.
and the block parties.
Well, that's up to
sound
you guys.
A great
Well, I think we
idea.
should wait and see who responds.
Yeah,
Okay,
because if 5 people, then it's only 5 people.
so we don't want 20 people.
Well, it's a big event. It's a big
Yeah,
event.
but you have the committee and those other ones gonna come in and present things to the
So-
committee. You know
Right.
what I'm saying, so it's not, like we don't need every nonprofit member on there, but they can come into these meetings and present their thing.
We'd still have, I'd still coordinate staff to work with this group to reach out to the groups and
Oh, yeah.
the various community groups and find out what they're doing. How can we work together on it? The rest, we could also do this in multi-levels, have the committee explore ideas and others. We could still have some staff members work on some individual components and things like that. So
I think there
why
should
don't we
be
see who's
a
out there?
collaboration of the whole town of Stockbridge for this major historic event, 250th.
Yeah,
So that's just my,
I think we'll go
And-
through, it, have the committee and then have, you know, Mike doing this, making sure.
so I think that anybody that's interested
Yes,
should be able to email the selectman or Michael to be able to discuss what their thoughts are and bring it together, and we'll form a group and go from there.
Right.
I mean, I like Katie's idea, but I'm not saying anything against that part, but I'm just saying
There's more to,
there's more to it in collaboration.
Right,
I agree 100%.
right.
thank you.
Clickers have been ordered. So we'll be buying them outright, which, you know, will save money in the long run instead of renting them year after year for the various meetings. Radar signs have been purchased and delivered to the town. We will be installing the first pair up on 183 in the winding portion right after Train Hill, trying to promote slower traffic in that area. So that was the area that first put it. We have enough to get another set if needed. So if we identify another area in town where we think, because we do, it is recognized that those signs that flash at you and everything else do tend to work
I do work.
well.
No, every time I go down Walker Street in Lennoxdale and they hit you and say, whoops.
Yeah.
That's, you know, such a major wide turnpike highway.
Yep,
And you're doing 50, you don't realize it.
right.
And it slows you down.
The flagpole has been purchased and is expected to be delivered this month and then installed here at Town Hall. So we'll have our flagpole back up and operational here at Town Hall
Great. That's good.
The hybrid cruiser has been ordered through the Plymouth County Commissioners bidding contract. And we're just waiting for a date for delivery. And then the hybrid truck we ordered through the Metropolitan Area Planning Council procurement program. And that should be arriving late fall. So two other ones that weren't on this, we began the roof work on the mausoleum at the cemetery. The Cemetery Commission approved the work over there for that project. And I was trying to think of
The sidewalk.
Oh, yes, thank
Connecting
you.
sidewalk
Yes,
on Church
yes.
Street.
The sidewalk in the last few days has been completed, finishing our connection
It looks good.
from 102
Great.
from Pine Woods all the way to the downtown. So,
I commend the highway department for doing a great job on that.
They did a great job.
yeah,
And,
I want
oh,
to see if there's any questions or comments on.
and what about, I know it's not on our list, but this, you were going to replace the sign outside?
Yeah, so that's the
Working
only
on it?
one. That's
Okay.
one of the few that I haven't.
No, it's
quite
okay.
gotten
I just
my
remembered
hands on,
when you
yeah.
said about
Yes.
the roof.
Yeah.
Okay,
So a lot's getting done, everything's moving forward.
everyone's happy.
So, you know, everything the town voted on is in the works.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we're almost ready to wrap up, but I had a question for the board now that we're fully complete and we can talk about things. I wanted to bring up an agenda item for maybe the next meeting, it's the 18th of September. If you would like to put the idea of public comment to be discussed as an agenda item.
I definitely would like to have that discussion.
Okay, Chuck.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, then I will, when I make the agenda, I will put that discussion item on the list. Thank you. And George, I think,
I just had a couple other items that I'd like to bring forth. We have a pilot committee that is now
Okay.
just 2 members, and I would like to bring them in to see what the status is, and then have them
that's a good idea.
talk to us about it, whether or not we want to continue on
Resolve it.
or dissolve it. But I would like to have them come in at one of our future meetings,
Okay.
more closer. I also am thinking about community preservation possibilities, and I know that you were talking about a fence around the Civil War, the monument near the clock tower, but I'd like to replicate the fence that used to be around the Civil War monument. There used to be a fence around there, so then the plantings would be outside of it. Now that it's all been redone, I just don't want the roots to get into the foundation. So I would think that there's pictures out there that we could replicate that and ask for community preservation funding.
Yeah, I
For that.
definitely want the
Oh, I
fence to
see what
be
you mean.
historic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
so
want
we'd
to change the fence right now.
No, I want,
Nice
it
wrought
needs to
iron
be
fence.
historic, like what was there already.
Yeah, we got to do a little research on it and
Right,
Yeah.
right. The other thing is, and Michael and I talked about this, but digitalizing our town records. It was done
then we do.
before, yes, we had it done up when I was here up to 1999, and now that it's on a disc that I guess doesn't work anymore. So I think that it's time for us to do the whole thing. And the disc was searchable and everything, and I think that would be helpful for us going forward, just so that you don't have people like me coming in after the fact about the wonderful chamber signs and complaining about them being in front of the Civil War monument, that we could have researched that just to see that there was, shouldn't have that. And then maybe down the road, because there's a lot to discuss with this, and we're getting into talking about budgets and tax time and everything, but maybe just an open discussion, maybe having a committee or whatever to look into a 5-member board of selectmen. Just to throw that out too.
Okay.
I mean, not that, we don't need to do all this in the next meeting or two, but those are just some topics that I had been thinking about that we should be discussing. And there could be more in the future, but when I'm
All
away.
right, well, thank you, Georgia. And Chucky, do you have anything?
No, as I said, we're doing well. Everything's moving forward. Nice to have a full board. Very
Thank
nice to
you.
have a full
Yes,
board.
it is.
And, no, and Mike's doing a great job. Highway department's doing a great job. Fire department, police, everything's been moving along very well.
Yeah.
It's been
We have a great crew.
a very well organized operation. So we're doing well.
And the town offices too.
Town offices are great. I
Town
mean, I'm sorry, town office employees, excellent job. I mean, it's a pleasure coming in here. We're all been just. It's really nice.
All right.
We're in a good spot.
All right. Seeing nothing else on our list, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. Next meeting is 18th of September at 6:30 PM. Thank you.